A pleasant afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this live stream brought to you by Rising Stars. I am your host, Ben Muchetsi, the man behind the mic. I'm joined in commentary today by Munatsi. Somewhat of a rookie in these circles, but looking to add a few extra flair in terms of the commentary as we're hosted today by Weisowl School in the heart of Marindera. Weisowl play host to Plum Tree, Amabubezi, all the way from the southern region, about 80 k's outside of Bulawayo. The boys must be a little bit tired from their trip up. Sure thing, Munatsi.
A very good afternoon to you. I'm Munatsi, and we are here out here in Marondera. It seems as though it's a very sunny day today. It's usually cold in Marondera, but it's really warm. So we're hoping to see some good rugby today.
Yes, precisely so. Looking forward to some good hard running, fast rugby. As we've seen being displayed by Weisowl in earlier fixtures. Weisowl pulling off a famous victory against the Churchill Bulldogs a few weeks ago. And it's promising to be a nice encounter here as we're about to see the second teams take to the pitch as we see some pleasantries being exchanged by the Weisowl first team gentlemen. Some rituals, I should say, on their home patch. They promise to deliver something back. We'll be back after this short break. Please stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this Weisowl High School, as we are witnessing a fixture today being hosted by the host, Weisowl, between Weisowl Talents and the Amabubezi of Plum Tree boys, all the way from Plum Tree in the southern region of the country, as we see the two teams in a huddle here, as final chats from their respective captains and a little motivation to try and give themselves the edge over each other, as the officials are about to trot onto the field here, as the talents here of Weisowl second team are amped and ready. They will be kicking off from right to left. Plumtre to receive kickoff here, as it promises to be somewhat of a curtain raiser for a blockbusting encounter, I tell you, which will be the first teams taking on each other shortly before 3 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, this live stream brought to you by Rising Stars, joined in commentary by Munetsi. I am your host, Ben Muchedzi, as the ref signals to both sides as we're about to get underway here.
Yes, Ben, it looks like it's going to be a good matchup. You know, with second team, it's usually a more exciting game because these guys are trying their best to get into the first team, so it's a chance for them to show their strut and to really see what they're made of.
Yes, a strong fend there off the intake of that kick from the Plum Tree boy there. Weisowl guilty of going into the tackle a little bit upright as they fan their defense.
Going wide.
Plum Tree, that ball seems to have
steal.
gone forward, and Weisowl pounce onto it. I tell you what, that must be the fastest try of this year's calendar year of rugby. Weisowl quick on the pounce there off that forced error. The ball going forward off the tackle from the Plum Tree player. Weisowl quick on the money, grabbing it and dotting it down directly under the post. 5-0 early on.
Beautiful, beautiful try. Quick thinking from the Talons, and Plum Tree is a bit sleepy there. Let's hope that this will wake them up.
Yes, after an excellent start from Plum Tree, perfect gathering of the kickoff there. A very high lofted kick. And one must have thought that their hands would have been there, but unfortunately put under pressure from the brilliant line speed of Weisowl, forcing the error. And now Weisowl 7-0 up with less than a minute on the clock, and promises to be interesting game. Maybe a big score on the cards here from the Weisowl Talents second team.
Yes. Let's just see what Plum Tree has to offer, since they haven't really had much of the ball as yet. So hoping this kickoff will wake them up and they will pull up their socks, literally. Quite a shoddy kick there, but well recovered. Kicked out into the safe zone, but Plum Tree is coming in strong. Oh, a bit of a slip there.
Yes, Plum Tree fullback losing his footing there and his boot in the process, but able to recycle the ball. Plum Tree taken into contact just on the 5.
Good ruck.
As an attempted counter ruck of Weisowl, illegally so, and it results in a penalty for Plum Tree.
Back 10 have been taken.
Weisowl with a quick tap there, or rather Plum Tree with a quick tap. Tackler not releasing.
Another quick tap there. Boys are not back 10.
Yes, advantage being played here. And the referee just having a talk with the captain, as it's a deliberate infringements, multiple infringements there, earning themselves or talking to. Seems like a final warning for the captain. Not back 10 and not releasing as well, as Plum Tree look to kick to the corner. Rather, they've opted for the scrum. And just an observation of the two packs there, Munetsi, as it looks like Plum Tree has the bulkier pack in my observation.
They look like they're heavier boys there. Let's hope the height and the weight will ensure that they have enough power to win the scrums, since they've chosen to take the scrummage.
Yes, definitely so. But all the same, size isn't all that. It's about the technique in the scrum, because you have to push square. As you've seen, a strong shove already put on by Weisowl.
Shove.
And That should signal penalty advantage. However, the ball did spew out the side there. Plum Tree looked to recycle. Fortunately, a low pass there.
Very bad pass. Very bad pass is going to cost them.
It's an unfortunate piece of play there from the scrum half with their team having the forward momentum there. A little bit eager to get things going. Maybe just a little bit patient and needs to pick his target out well next time and to avoid forcing the error. But some bright early exchanges there, as we've seen. Plum Tree, they try to assert their dominance on the game. They're down early by 7 points, less than a minute on the clock from the start of the game. And yes, territory is the name of the game at the moment. Can they effect a strong shove? But as we saw, Weisowl the smaller pack, but technique rules the roost at the scrum set piece.
Ben. As you mentioned, especially at schoolboy rugby level, it's more about the technique mostly, grasping the grassroots levels and really understanding what needs to be done.
Yes, a pick up at the back from the 8th man of Weisowl. A strong surge towards the 10-meter line. It's taken 3-4 players to bring him down. Looks like
that's a more
almost ruled there by the referee, but able to get his feet to the ground as it's taken into the tackle once again. As
I don't know, Ben, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Brought down right on the halfway line. Recycle ball here for Weisowl. Strong charge again from their number 8, sporting the white scrum cap. Looks to be held up. More signaled by the referee.
Seems as though these boys are standing. They need to run onto the ball. You're standing and you're getting the ball, and you're standing and you're not going to gain much ground. So talents need to really focus on that. But the ball seems good. Seems good. They're pushing, they're shoving.
Yes, unfortunately, the referee giving them multiple chances to use the ball. But Plum Tree doing well in that rolling maul effort and really keeping their mitts on the ball and able Weisowl to recycle that ball on that occasion. It is a turnover from that rolling maul.
Yes, Ben, once again we have another scrum, and you can see the ref is really strict on them having the right technique, because your schoolboy rugby fundamentals, they need to learn the technique before they become seasoned professionals, even at first team level. So let's see if they're going to get it right this time.
Yes, another strong shove from Weisowl as the Plum Tree scrum goes backwards wheeling, and that ball is spewed out.
Let's see what this wing
gathered by the outside wing for Weisowl as he counter-attacks here. With the brilliant taking him on there.
Good tackle.
And a good spot tackle by his opposite winger.
See, the boys are standing. They're standing. They're literally standing, waiting for the ball to come.
Back against the grain is the tight head prop for Weisowl, pumping those legs as he drives his side into the 22.
Big boy,
quick ball here for Weisowl. Spread across into the inside center. Wraparound play to the blindside flanker, who sets it back for his scrum half. Onto the 10. Fortunate knock on there. A little bit of looking up at the traffic that's coming towards him from the outside center. Gets a bit of a jab from his teammates to say, look, just calm down, gather the ball first, and then look up at what's ahead of you. But some promising play from Weisowl from the breakdown. Really rocking in over there, fast efforts at the breakdown. Good quick recycle of the ball. Excellent platform for the halfback there. Unfortunately, their hands letting them down, but good early signs as we've seen from the talents of Weisowl.
Yeah, the talents, the forwards are rather strong, but the backs are laying them down with the knock that we just saw recently. But let's see what this wing has to offer.
It's a nice take by the blindside wing there for Weisowl. Recycle ball here as they shift the ball into midfield. And is driven back in the tackle.
Shoved back.
Guilty of going into contact upright. And more signaled again. That's some good abrasive defensive from Plum Tree. However, recycle ball here, overlap, and it's a show and go from the
dummy.
blindside flanker who offloads in the tackle to his number 8. Weisowl are in for their second try.
And you can see with the emotion how happy they are. They know they're at home and they're really trying to show the crowd that they're here and they're appreciating their support.
I tell you what, that was orchestrated by the man in the number 6 jersey, sporting the black headgear and scrum cap, showing the ball to the line, gap opening up, accelerating through, taking the contact and offloading onto his number 8, who ran a brilliant supportive line, dotting it over virtually unscathed. Weisowl 2 tries ahead, 12 points to 0, kick to come.
Yes, Ben, that's all you need. That's all you need. You know, when you have a Lucy that can run the line and pass and dummy and do all of the things that most backs can do, then you know for sure that you've got a complete team.
And a spirited attempt by the blindside winger, number 14. Unfortunately, the wind not doing him any favors. You need to maybe do a low trajectory kick, given the wind is swirling around a bit.
Low and powerful kick. A low and powerful kick is what is needed here. Because the wind, as you can see with the flags that are bustling and blowing in the wind, that the wind is a bit ferocious.
Yes, ferocious it be, as Marondera is customary to be known. A very windy and cold area. Don't be fooled by the sun that's out at the moment. I tell you, after 3, everyone will be looking for those warm jackets and sweaters and hoodies there. As the score is 12 points to 0. As a deep kickoff there from Plum Tree, sending the ball into the 22 of Weisowl, who look to exit the 22. Strong carry from the tight head prop there. Number 9 looks to his right, shifted onto the inside center with a brilliant spiral kick. And the ball, favorable bounce for Weisowl, who's dragged down. Quick recycle ball, quick pick and go. Brilliant
lovely,
step.
Lovely
off
rugby.
the left foot from.
Lovely rugby there by the Talons. There's space on the wide.
An overlap out wide here. He puts on the afterburners and he is absolutely smothered by the fullback for Plum Tree. I tell you what, guilty on that occasion. White line fever. All he needed to do was draw and pass, as he's done on that occasion. Maybe he's taken the lessons well.
Once bitten, twice shy, I tell you, Ben.
Quick ball for Weisowl again. Shifted up, ball over the top here. Numbers out onto the left, step off the right foot there. And strong defense in the tackle of Plum Tree. We're driving the Weisowl players back. No advantage signal there.
Yeah.
It is a penalty. Offside ruled for an offside, orchestrated, of course, by.
Quick tap. There's still space on the
wide.
wide.
Out here, but he decides to take the contact. Is the inside center proving to be difficult to bring down? He is brought down finally in the 22. Recycle ball here for Weisowl. Somebody looks like he's lost a boot in the middle there. He takes the contact. There's one of the locks there.
Oh, and one of the boys is down from Weisowl there.
Yes, the medics are attending to them as Weisowl look to utilize the outside channel there. Unfortunately, a little bit too lateral and running out of space. One must guess that either the first or second center must straighten the line at all times. Yes, the pivot is allowed to move laterally at most, but it's what we look for in terms of at that senior level of rugby. We look for that outside center to really straighten the line and utilize those angles pretty well.
Precisely. Because I'm seeing that Weisowl seem to be drifting too much, and with them drifting, they're not gaining much ground. As you mentioned, that they need to run straight. When you run straight, you gain meters. If you drift to the side, you gain, but not as much as you should gain if you were to run straight. So they need to fix that.
Yes, Weisowl opting for the line out, as they have kicked for touch. What was deemed a penalty, as the referee is just making sure that the player who took a head knock requires medical attention, as is the protocol for anything to do with contact towards the head or neck area. Concussion tests are a must at the end of the day. In as much as the boys want to play, it's all about looking after the players' welfare, as this is a forced substitution. Looks like that will be his afternoon for him, as he took that knock directly to the head.
Very true, but you can see he's beckoning to come back on the pitch. That's the thing with schoolboy rugby, you know, you want to still get back in and support your team and show what you're with, but if you're injured, you need to just take a seat and really get assessed by the medics to see if you are fit and able to get back on the pitch.
Yes, number 23 replacing him. Looks like number 23 has plenty of fans in the stands. The unfortunate knock off the ground there from Weisowl, recycled
Turnover
from...
by Plum Tree. At this point, they should think of kicking it out. They shouldn't run the ball. There you go, but the refs seem to have blown the whistle.
Yes, a knock on the ground there as he looked to place the ball back. Unfortunately, placing it into the hand of his scrum half, forcing the little error, which was excellently picked up by the referee. It is a scrum down to Weisowl in the heart of the field, deep in the 22 of Plum Tree. Weisowl leading here in this first half of the second team match. The curtain raiser for the first team match between the Talons and Amabubezi from Plum Tree. Boys high in southern region of Zimbabwe. As Weisowl, I'd expect a 8th man pickup here as we see. We've seen a few barnstorming runs from the number.
No 8 man there. They decide to ship it down to the backs. Wonderful run by number 13 and a try.
An
Beautiful.
excellent
Beautiful.
line run there, as you've seen the benefits of running straight. The outside center ran a beautiful line, picking up the ball off the shoulder of his inside center, cantering in beautifully. Well orchestrated set piece try for Weisowl. Weisowl 3 tries to the good. It is now 17 points to 0. First half with the kick to come.
Beautiful fast-paced rugby there by number 13. I mean, if all of them seem to run in that direction with that power, I'm sure we are most likely to see more scores there from the Marondera Talons. But you can see here now that the defense of Plum Tree, it started off really strong, but it seems as though they're somewhat tired because, you know, Ben, once I realizes with any sport, defending is much more tiring than attacking. When you're attacking, you're energetic, you're going forward. But when you're defending, it's a different story where now you have to be switched on and you're using more power, more energy. So Plum Tree seem to be a bit fizzled out, you think?
And that is a converted try from the blind side, doing an excellent effort at that. Well judged this time around. Well done, young man, for that conversion. It is 19 points to 0 to Weisowl in this, the first half, ladies and gentlemen. You might be shocked at the score, but it is still early days. Weisowl hot out of the blocks this afternoon in Marondera on their home strip. And as we see, the crowd is beginning to swell as in anticipation of the first team match with a very deep and high restart there.
Bad handling errors there, but at least it was knocked backward, back in the 22.
Yes, carried back over the dead ball line, and it is a scrum to Plum Tree. Advantage Plum Tree on this occasion. One might think, given that they don't have the ascendancy at the scrum, they might want to try and get it in and out quickly with the 8th man picking up at the base. And also given you have a very open blind side, some brilliant set piece opportunity for Plum Tree to at least get a try on the board.
Yes, I think it's a 5-yard scrummage to Plum Tree, and I'm hoping if they at least get a try in here, it might motivate them and bring in that momentum and make the game a bit more competitive. Because as we see right now,
yes, 8th man pick up there.
Close, so close. There you go.
Down just before the line, a pick and go, and he dives over.
No, the ref doesn't seem happy with that. Or
looks like an injured player again as the
ref is beckoning for the medics to come have a look at the boy, but yeah, they're already there on call, efficiently, and having a look at the boy. But yes, the try has been allowed.
Yes, it is a try, and Plum Tree taking advantage of that set piece scrum directly underneath the post. As I called it, a 8th man pickup there, can be able to cause problems. Quick recycle, pick and go, and he was in over the line. Weisowl not retreating early enough to get back into their defensive shape. Behind the line, last feet rather, and Plum Tree earned themselves their first points of the match, the first 5-pointer. It is 19 points to 5, as we see jersey number 6, blindside flanker, who is lining up the kick here for Plum Tree.
Beautiful. I'm loving how you're seeing a forward actually taking the kick. That shows the versatility in the team and how they play.
Yes, that player looks to be injured, and that will be it for today for him, as some good sportsmanship being shown by the host, Weisowl, as they clap off the injured player. That's what we want to see. Good camaraderie as Plum Tree boys, blindside flanker knocking it over, and it is 7 points to 19. Plum Tree are on the scoreboard finally, Munetsi, and can we see them sort of twist the knife a bit as they look to chase this game? Yes, the margin is 12 points, but 2 converted tries, and things can be able to change for them.
There's still a bit of time left. I mean, we're still in the first half. We have the whole second half to go. So there's still time for this game to turn around and maybe become a bit more competitive as it already is. So let's wait and see what we have next in store.
Yes, very rightly pointed out there. It's still early days, still only the first half. I promised you a very high-scoring encounter. We've been served exactly as I ordered, as that is a brilliant high restart from Weisowl, gathered there by Plum Tree. As he's turned inside out by the aggressive Weisowl defense there. Quick line speed from Weisowl. And the Plum Tree player being caught behind the gain line. Now they're forced to kick, which is charged. Unfortunately, offside ruled by the referee, as Weisowl a little bit too eager on that occasion, as they're trying to effect a quick line speed for their defensive patterns and a routine. However, a penalty called for Plum Tree as they look to kick for territory. With the wind behind his back, just sending it right on the other side of the halfway within Weisowl territory.
Yes,
Your thoughts on the match thus far, Munetsi? What are you seeing from either side?
So far, what I'm observing here is it seems as though the Marondera Talons want to win this game more than Plum Tree. But at the same time, Plum Tree is also trying their best with the defense. And as I mentioned before, you know, defense is tiring. Defense is more tiring than attacking. But it seems as though the boys are still fit. And as I mentioned before, with the try that they just put in, Plum Tree seems a bit more motivated. And let's hope that if they get more ball this time around, they can maybe even out the score, or may even do them a number. Good line running there from the Talons. Oh, beautiful dummy. Beautiful, another dummy. Oh, inside play. Wow, the number 13. Beautiful rugby.
That is absolutely beautiful rugby from the first and second center of Weisowl. A brilliant steal in the line out as the jumpers went ahead, stole the ball off the line out. That back line is fast, I tell you. The ball shifted out onto the number 12, utilizing nice drift play, stepping off the right onto the left. Dummy play on the outside, turning on his inside shoulder with the brilliant straight running line from outside center, number 13, for his second try. Went in under the sticks unscathed. That is the 4th try for Weisowl this afternoon. It is 24 points, and one must say this kick should go over to make it 26. And right on the money, Weisowl racing into a 26 points to 7 lead earlier on. Entertaining rugby at its best, as we're witnessing here on Weisowl's home turf.
Beautiful line play there, and it seems as though the boys have straightened out. It's as if they have a microphone in their camp there, because as you mentioned that they're running a bit to the side, but that try you saw them straighten up. You see the double dummy, you don't really see that often, and the beautiful inside pass. I mean, what more can we ask for from such an amazing try.
Yes, that's just a sign of the confidence of the player who did take a knock, but was allowed to go back on after an assessment from the medics. And he's actually proved his worth with that brilliant individual piece of play, setting up that try for his side. And the number 13, I think he's listening in to our commentary as he's sort of listened to the calls that I'm making to say, look, as an outside center, you always look to straighten the line.
Definitely.
Allow your inside center to run the angle, and then you come off just off the shoulder in the straight line. You're bound to make and create those backs and hit those gaps at pace. You'll manage to score. 2 tries so far for him. Kudos to him.
Good, strong running from the lad. The lad is running strong, and you can see he's using his leg power. And as you said just before, you know, that confidence is what is really carrying him forward.
Yes, still in the second half here, or first half rather, for this encounter. It seems like a second half as the scores are beginning to swell a bit.
Yeah.
But Plum Tree maybe looking a little bit lackluster in terms of their play. It might be effects of the long bus ride all the way from the southern region, Plum Tree, which is a couple of 100 kilometers
Very far
outside of Bulawayo town. As a strong carry from number 6 for Weisowl. Recycle ball here onto the tight head prop for
strong hit there.
Weisowl. Recycle ball again here as they shift the ball out onto the 12.
Going wide now. They're going wide.
Overlap here for Weisowl. Cover defense coming across for Plum Tree as that player is bundled into touch.
Oh no, yeah, he wasn't happy with that. He wasn't happy with that. But I mean, you know, when you're down there by the wing, as a wing player, especially with nowadays, you need to know that once you're getting close to the touchline, it's wise for you to just step back inside, because without a doubt, you're going to get tackled and get shoved all the way out and may get an injury or two if you're unlucky.
Yes, a bit of gamesmanship of after that ball there, as both players are being called in by the referee. Unnecessary dunk tackle, but rightfully so. They are competing. It is a contact sport.
Yeah.
You always need to look out for the next player. You don't want to see any malicious type of play on the field, as Weisowl are equal to the task and saying, you guys can bring it. We will take it anyhow, however you dish it or you want to dish it. So the referee just having a chat to both captains to just say, look, let's have some good rugby and keep this game flowing as much as possible.
Yes, but as much as it's a contact sport, but you know, you need to just be disciplined and play correctly, because as it is very physical, and if you tackle incorrectly or whatnot, you run the risk of either injuring yourself in the process and also the other player. So it's important for them to get that discipline and those fundamentals instilled in them at such a very young and early age, to ensure that we'll have quality rugby throughout.
Yes, spot on Munetsi there. As our Plum Tree over the top there.
No.
50-50 ball gathered by the 9 for Weisowl. Puts on
Little
the
feisty boy.
afterburners and a little bit of the ball
stolen
ripped in the
by
tackle
Plum
by Plum Tree, who piled over in the breakdown.
Whoa. That's a bit of a dangerous tackle there.
Strong tackle,
down soft.
driving the player back there. Good
Good
counter
shove.
ruck.
Good shove there by the ball. Quick tap there by Plum Tree, hoping they should chip the ball. Yep, the linesman called it, and the boy went into touch. But the ref
Looked like a high tackle on that occasion there.
Yellow card. Yeah, a bit of ill discipline there. From the number 14, and he's been sin binned. So I would like to presume he'll be out probably for the rest of the half. Quick tap by Plum Tree. Oh, look at that big boy. But he was running up straight. He should have just, you know, gotten a bit lower. If he got a bit lower, he wouldn't have been in such a mess. But the ball quickly shipped out there by Plum Tree.
It's a good line speed from Weisowl there. Here on the outside, step off the left-hand foot, bumping off a couple of tacklers there. Driven back, setting the ball back nicely here. overlap out here on this near side for Plumtre. Can it be identified? However, he chooses to go. Look like a little bit of a knock there on the tackle.
Ben, this Plum Tree side is not passing the ball. They seem to have glue stuck to their fingers. Okay, there we go. A bit of a ship out there. A bit of a shimmy.
Goose step from the Plumtre player there, who's bundled into touch.
As I mentioned before, you know, when you're running down the wing there, you need to try and find your way back inside, because if you try and run along the line, you run the risk of you getting just shoved out easily and the ball is lost in possession. It seems like it's the line out to Marondera. Weisowl talents. Yes, and as you can see, but I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing here. The boys seem a bit tired from both sides. It's really been a long, very eventful first half, and I'm sure they really can't wait for those oranges and water for the halftime break.
Yes, a little bit of consecutive breakups in play that we've witnessed, and it is a line out on the far end for Weisowl. Can Plumtre put some pressure on the Weisowl line out there? Unfortunately, unable to do so. Rolling wall implemented there as it is shifted out the back. There's some brilliant feet and fence from Weisowl.
Ball out there. Beautiful run. That's a good cutback. As I mentioned before, once you see you're about getting to the line, you need to cut back because the boys will take you out as soon as possible.
Counter ruck effort there from Plumtre.
Talons in possession still.
Short ball there from the wraparound out the back door for Weisowl. Recycle ball here for Weisowl. They have numbers out on the right here. Can they shift it? Ball is straightened by the fly half, who then shifts it out. Weisowl go into the half of Plumtre.
Very good attempted offload there, but it seemed as though no one
Pick and go from the number 9, who puts on the afterburners there and is dunked in the tackle.
That looked very dangerous. Yep, the ref didn't like that. The ref didn't like that.
It's tackler not releasing as the ball was ripped in the tackle there. That is a yellow card for ill discipline from the winger for Weisowl, who had a little bit of a back chatting, as I took it there, to the referee, who has been on his case in terms of discipline. And it is important that the players are very much disciplined. You don't expect that form of behavior from players so young. He just needs to get himself in check and think about his conduct on the field.
I can't agree with you more, Ben. And as you see now, it's costing the team. Now it's 13 boys to 15. Plum Tree needs to capitalize on this and work on the overlap, because generally it's an overlap. If they can play well and play with numbers,
in more the international stage, most fly-offs look for what's called a 50-22
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
attempted
definitely.
territory gain, net gain,
Yeah.
plus an advantage of an added line out on top. As Weisowl secure their line out there, recycled onto the 9, onto the fly-off here to the inside center with the dummy again, takes the contact.
Strong, hard legs. You can see he's still up, so
And
his
he
legs are
is
strong.
held up once again. A little bit of selfish play coming into the inside center for Weisowl. He's had a
Definitely.
brilliant run, couple of runs, managing to get himself to the ground there. A slight knock at the breakdown there, an unfortunate knock. Weisowl did pretty well to get the player down there after that maul was called by the referee. Unfortunate slight knock in the attempt to pick up the ball out of the breakdown, and it is a scrum down to Plum Tree just on the 22 in the middle of the field in the Plum Tree half.
Yes, Ben, and just a quick update. The first yellow carded winger from from Weisowl Talents is back on the pitch. He served his sentence and now he's back fit and ready to go.
Yes, as that is the halftime whistle in this curtain raiser. The second team's going at it between Weisowl and Plum Tree. Weisowl with the 26 points to 7 lead. We'll be back after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned. clash of the second teams. Talents versus Amabubesi. Amabubesi here trailing the host Weisowl by 7 points to 26. By the hosts, some standout players. Open side flanker from Weisowl, their 8th man, and also talisman, number 13, with 2 tries after some brilliant running lines that have earned himself able to create gaps within the opposition's line and really canter in for 2 tries that he has under his belt this afternoon. A shortened halftime break as we are chasing against daylight. We are experiencing currently the winter solstice. As the sun does go down, we'll lose sunlight, or daylight rather, pretty early as we kick off this second half with Weisowl with attempted recycle, flirting with the line there. Looks like the player was not released in the tackle. Quick tap there. Looks like Plum Tree were not back 10. Must be not picked up by the officials there. Recycle ball there. Advantage being signaled here for offside as the 12 takes it to the line once again. Gaps opening up in the Plum Tree defense. Recycle ball here as you take on the short side. Taken to the line. Brilliant. Behind the back. Pass there from the fly half. As it is no advantage for the high tackle. An unfortunate error from the scrum half there. Yes, trying to speed up play for his side to have a quick restart once again. But unfortunately, that pass not going to hand, forcing the error, knocking the ball on in that attempted pickup. Should have allowed it to roll a bit, maybe. But the opposition was right on his money. And it is a scrum down to Plum Tree. Just outside their 22. A good shove here by Weisowl. Plum Tree able to secure. Wraparound play attempt there by Plum Tree. Ball is taken in. There is an overlap here for Plum Tree. Man and ball tackle there from number 13. Pick and go from the inside center with a strong leg carry. Carrying the ball beyond the 10-meter line there. Recycle ball for Plum Tree. Short ball here. Another short ball to the tight head prop for Plum Tree. Recycle ball here. A nice hanged pass there in the midfield. A delayed pass there, opening up the gap in defense. As that ball is driven into the tackle. Hard running. Commitment being shown by Amabubesi. Plum Tree gentlemen showing some fight within the second half with some multiple phases being stringed here. Can they make the most of this sustained possession as they secure this breakdown? Referee asking Weisowl backline to be behind the last feet. Looked like hands in the ruck on that occasion. Unfortunately, Plum Tree defenders looks to have stepped away from the ruck, giving rights to the Weisowl number 1. And tight head prop there. Effecting the turnover. That ball not finding touch. A brilliant kick chase. Looks like it is advantage. It's some nice running rugby from Plum Tree as they look to work it out. Some afterburners on the outside there. As he's bundled into touch. But cleverly so. Passing the ball onto the opposition player of Weisowl, and it does come off the Weisowl player or defensive player on that occasion. It is a line out to Plum Tree, cleverly so, as he was really in close proximity with the outside line there, Munatsi.
Yeah, it seems as though the Plum Tree boys have brought the fire this second half, and they're really trying their best to recover for lost ground that they've made. Hopefully we'll see some better rugby from them, more of them with the ball as opposed of them just defending, because if you notice the first half, they were defending most of the half. But second half seems to be a bit promising on their side.
Yes, Plum Tree have started well in the second half, able to string a series of passages of play, multiple phases that they have stringed on that occasion. Unfortunate piece of error in the handling and also on the line out. They're turning over as that line out wasn't straight. It is a scrum to Weisowl just inside opposition territory. They're picked up off the base, a strong fend off the back of the tackle, another strong fend as number 6 looks to be quite abrasive for Weisowl. No advantage being signaled here. High tackle ruled there as Weisowl, brilliant hands down the line. Looks like that player wasn't touched. He did have a man on his inside shoulder. A bit of greediness on that occasion. Weisowl just needed to be a little bit patient, maybe taken the contact, recycled. I mean, they had plenty of momentum. They had the numbers, but unfortunately that chance goes a-begging. And it is a coach killer, Munatsi.
Yes, Ben, I think they're taking advantage of the fact that they have a bit of a healthy scoreline on their side. So the players probably are trying to be a bit heroic, as you may say, to try and also get on the scoreboard and get a few tries. But as you said, rugby is a team sport and they need to understand that and really show that they need to work together to instill and ensure that they have a good and healthy win.
Yes, our penalty signaled for Plum Tree there. And we are here live out in Marondera at Weisowl School, the home of the talents. This stream brought to you by Rising Stars Media. Ladies and gentlemen, Rising Stars, or rather Weisowl, with the lead at the moment of 26 points to 7. Bit of a tongue twister on my end there, being caught giving a shout out to our hosts. But it is another line out that is not straight for Plum Tree, who seem to have the height advantage. I'm not sure whether it's the thrower with the issue or they're having problems with the wind that is swirling around a bit at the moment. But it is a turnover ball. Weisowl to put into the scrum. Rather, it's a Plum Tree ball. Strong shove from Weisowl. Brilliant spot tackle there with the player caught napping off Plum Tree. They've managed to recycle it and unfortunate, not able to catch that one on the fly, and it is a knock on by the blindside winger for Weisowl, and it is a scrum down just on the 10-meter line on the far end of this field, the home of the Talons. 26 points to 7. Still scoreless in the second half. As we see to my left here, Weisowl Talons first team going through their paces and Team Huddle in terms of executing as they prepare for their match, and also the back line of it is a turnover here as Weisowl look to offload, shrugging off multiple tackles there. Recycle ball here for the replacement scrum half. Strong leg carry by the tight head prop by Weisowl into the 22. A maul is ruled. Recycle ball here. There's brilliant line run by the man in the white scrum cap. Numbers out to the left. The scrum half takes it to the line. However, he's brought down slightly short. Looks like a yellow card coming for Plum Tree.
Oh,
a deliberate infringement, not
dear.
retreating behind the last feet, and it results in a yellow card, the first of the match for Plum Tree. Some ill discipline, of course, forced by the consistent pressure of the line speed and ruck speed of Weisowl School. It is a pick and go at the base for Weisowl, and they dot it over right underneath the sticks. Weisowl have exceptional ruck speed, able to deliver that ball on the platform. Quick recycle ball, quick pick and go, jotting it in and around. They're attacking those fringes of the Plum Tree defense that aren't just quite up to the minute at the moment. They are failing to retreat back into the defensive shape early. Weisowl have identified that and really attacking those inner defensive fringes around the ruck, earning themselves another try. That's their 5th or 6th try of the match, racing into a 31-7 point lead, and with the kick to come as is being lined up here right underneath the post, and it is just a slight dink, and it is 33 points to 7. Weisowl really turning the screw and the heat on here on their home patch, Munati.
Yes, I can see, and you know, Plum Tree need to put their head up. You can see the boys' heads are a bit down, but there's still time. They can still turn this game around, but it seems as though they've lost a bit of hope. But they need to be motivated. You know, rugby is it's a very fair game, as you may say. This could easily be turned around, and let's hope that they still have their wits with them and they're still able to pull out a few moves, Ball not 5 there. But
yes, that ball didn't travel 5. As you heard in the background, the coach is asking the player to let it bounce, but in that attempt to catch the ball, knocking it on, and an unfortunate piece of play. There looks like another Plum Tree player is down. They are down to 14 men after that yellow card was received, with the player deliberately infringing and in an offside position on top of that, earning himself 5-10 minutes on the side. Chips are down, as you've pointed out, Munatsi, but it would serve some good spirit and camaraderie, as you'd expect your teammates, your schoolmates, to continue cheering you on, even though the scoreboard might not be what everyone hopes it to be.
Yes, Ben. The Plum Tree side has gone a bit quiet there. They seem to also have decided to preserve their shouts and screams for the time and moment when Plum Tree actually is in possession of the ball. But as you see now, it should be a scrum to Plum Tree. Let's hope they get a clean scrum and a clean ball out. Oh, what a shove. What a shove from the Weisowl talents there.
Yes, unfortunately not pushing straight, as the referee, they're required to push straight at all times. Yes, you might have the dominance, but you need to push straight. As the 12-4 Plum Tree goes through there. Can he make it to the line? A strong fan, a brilliant piece of individual play from the inside center of Plum Tree as he canters in, ghosting through the heart of the Weisowl defense, caught napping on that occasion. One for the highlight reel, definitely Munatsi.
Definitely. It seemed as though the Weisowl boys were a bit relaxed there, a bit lackadaisically thinking that, you know, the score line is a reflection of the game. But at least, as I mentioned before, Plum Tree seem to still have not given up. They still have their heads up high now, and let's hope that this try will motivate them to at least bring down their score line and for them to maybe get a few more points on the board.
Yes, as we see the kicker line up the kick here, he is against the wind at the moment. So he does need to get his wits about him, and he lines it up at the moment. Doesn't hesitate, follow through, doesn't have the direction. Unfortunately, that is the end of this match. It finishes 33 points to 12 to the second team Talons. A nice showing that we've seen as the curtain raiser for the main match, which is about to take place shortly. The Amabubezi really blown off the park by Weisowl, not for a lack of effort, but all the same, Weisowl were just too good this afternoon. Standout players for me, number 12 and 13 center pairing for Weisowl really had the ascendancy. Lots of pace, brilliant running lines, as well as execution where it matters most. Jotting down in multiple tries and setup of tries. It finishes here. Weisowl, second team 33. Amabubezi of Plum Tree 12. We'll be back with the build-up for the first team match between Amabubezi first and the Talons of Weisowl. We'll be back after this short break, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rising Stars. I am your host, Ben Muchedzi, and we just witnessed a 33 points to 12 victory for the second team of the home team. The Talents, as both second teams or first teams are beginning to line up, as we see a very long and colorful tunnel from the hosts, lining up to the left, as Abo Mubezi, the guests here today, will be running on the Lions out of Plum Tree. Expect a very bruising encounter, as these boys are up for the honey, and it promises to be a cracker, this one, I tell you. The referee is in the middle. And signaling for Weisowl to as we see the Talents emerge from the change rooms on the far end of the field.
See the advantages of having home ground. You know, you're going to have a nice long tunnel.
Yes, both teams going through their respective war cries to rile up their charges, as we hear.
You can feel the atmosphere. It's electric. You can see that this is going to be a very tightly contested match, Ben.
Okay.
Yes, Talents are on the field. They look amped for this one on their home turf. Tell you what, a player to look out for is their captain, number 12, a man who also converts really well for his side. As Plum Tree do have the kickoff from right to left. And another standout player to look out for is Rujona, who is the loose head prop, sporting jersey number 3 and black and orange scrum cap. One to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. Be on the lookout for a fancy goose step that's been accustomed to him. High kick off here for Plum Tree, gathered by Weisowl just inside their own 10-meter line, about 15 meters in their half. Quick hands there by Weisowl. Good quick recycle ball here as they go down the blind side there, straightening and offloading in the tackle.
Good strong running there. Good strong running by the boys.
Good footwork put on by captain and number 12.
Wow.
For Weisowl, turning the defender inside out. Little bamboozling run there. A brilliant offload there from Rujua in jersey number 3. No advantage being signaled there. High tackle signaled on the far end of the field. It is a penalty to Weisowl. With the quick tap here, the goosey being shown by Rujua. Once again, I told you, ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned to the screen. That man is one to watch, as a strong carry from his fellow prop there as he takes the contact. Back against the grain for Weisowl, controlling the breakdown at the minute. Pick and go off the side of the ruck, down the blind side. Counter ruck attempt by Plumtre, and Weisowl isolated on that occasion. Turnover ball for Plumtre. A good flat ball on the outside here. Unfortunately, space running out here for the winger for Plumtre.
Yes, Ben, it seems the winger should have decided to do a little quick run back inside, but he tried his best to try and beat the Weisowl opposition wing, which led to this line out.
Yes, Weisowl with the visibly heavier pack. Nice straight. Yes, short arm penalty. Short arm penalty there. Quick hands. Oh, nice offload there. Unfortunately, a slight knock in the offload there. Some brilliant continuity from Weisowl. I like the style of rugby that I'm seeing on display there, Munatsi.
Definitely. And you can also see that Plumtre is also trying to chip in and show their defensive suave, as you can see. But Weisowl keeps running at them, and if they keep running at them at this pace, you're going to see some numbers on the scoreboard sooner rather than later.
Yes, score is still locked at 0 apiece in the minute. It is a scrum down, 5 meters into Weisowl territory off that unforced error. An unfortunate knock in the offload there by Weisowl. We're trying to play at a very expansive and fast style of running rugby. First scrum of the match. Strong shove here from Weisowl. Both front rows standing up on that occasion as ref rules for a scrum retake.
The scrum is looking very balanced out as well. You saw from the time the ball was thrown in that both teams are, should we say, equally as strong. There isn't much of a shove, an obvious shove there. You can see that it's a bit equal. Very good scrummaging there. You can see that the quality in the first team players, that they know what they're doing and they've mastered their art in the forwards already, and they're shoving as hard as they can.
Big shove from Weisowl there. However, Plumtre managing to collect that ball, spreading the ball out wide. A good line. Flat ball there from the outside center of Plumtre. However, the winger is flirting with the touchline too much and putting a foot in touch there, who had seemed to have the outside channel pretty open. He just needs to hold his line a bit on the infield and to leave that little bit, maybe a meter or two on the outside, to use his electric pace, as we've seen, to get around the outside of the defense.
You know, Ben, when I used to play wing in my high school days, we were taught by our coach that it's a bit of a, you do a step in, step out, and you go for the
same infringement by
quick tap, but they went 10, but the ref is okay. He's okayed it. Good hands.
Good hands from Weisowl as we see them catch her down the wing. An unfortunate offload attempt in the tackle there. I've seen the player being bundled into touch. And, it is a knock on in the tackle there for Weisowl. A chance goes a begging there, but Weisowl really need to maybe just be a little bit patient, and also Plum Tree need to be wary of this blistering Weisowl backline who are running rings around them at the moment.
Yeah. You can see the Weisowl backs are strong and running hard. It's just they need to perfect their hands too. Keep the ball in hand, keep running strong and hard, and definitely something will come of it.
So it is a scrum on the 5-meter line for Plum Tree. Can they be able to secure their own put-in and clear their lines as look like a knock on there. A knock on, an unfortunate knock on from Plum Tree within their own goal line as they attempted to clear their lines. But the pressure telling at the minute as front row for Weisowl, Mateta and Rujua. Both putting in a strong shove for their side. Expecting 8th man pickup as we've seen. He picks up the ball at the pace. Jersey number 8, that is Chiwara. Recycle ball here for Hamilton. On to captain and number 12. Muchenje with the step, however, held up. Tried to offload in the tackle. Numbers out here. And it is a sprint to the corner for Weisowl's opening try from Malachi Tamazira, who dots it in, sprinting around the outside of the Plum Tree defense, dotting it in the corner. Some good early pressure from Weisowl, finally paying off. It is the opening try of the match. 5 points to 0, kick to come.
Good electric pace from the young lad. You saw that he had the try line in sight, and it was very easy for him to just use his quick pace and dive over the line. Good rugby, good stuff.
Yes, Victor Muchenje, jersey number 12, lining up the kick. Conversion attempt for Weisowl. He has a rocket of a boot, which includes distance and direction. Be sure this one, maybe a little bit of commentator's curse. I shouldn't think so. Expect this man to dot it over with ease.
Decided to change his angle there. To redo his angles, you may have seen though that he was standing in the wrong position for him to execute the kick.
Yes, an unfortunate early charge from Plum Tree.
Yes, but they need to understand that, you know, they can only start charging forward once there's movement from the forward movement actually from the kicker. As of now.
And I absolutely called it a dead eye down the middle from Captain Victor Muchenje, knocking it over from out wide. Weisowl Talent 7, Plum Tree Amamubezi 0. Restart regathered here for Weisowl as they spread the ball out, straight it in, take it into the line. Just outside their 22. Quick ball for Hamilton there as he sets it out onto the blind side. Some more quick ball here. Hamilton looking to go to this open side. Onto Rujua, who takes the contact and offloads in the tackle as Weisowl are gaining territory meter by meter here with some good continuity of play. Hamilton with the pickup. Onto fly off Makurura. Rujua with the offload out the back of the hand A strong surge here by number 7, Muzorewa. Places the ball back. Makunura there onto Rujua, who takes the contact. Reginald, rather, not Rujua. A strong surge there by Weisowl, bumping the Plum Tree defender backwards. And again, some abrasive runners, as we're seeing from Weisowl at the minute, Munatsi.
Yes, Ben. And you know, I love it when you see a forward playing as though as a back. Joe is doing that, exactly that. He's getting into contact with the good offloads, little steps and all of that. It's brilliant rugby when you see a forward, you know, acting as a back, because it's also something of an element of surprise for the opposition team. Good grubber kick. Got handled down there by Plumtre.
Recycle ball for Plumtre here. Good straightening of the line by number 8 there for Plumtre. Leslie Kiwade taking it into contact. Holding on is the call there. Kiwade isolated a bit, but the big unit of Rujua there over the ball. Dominant over the ball. Holding on is the call. It is a penalty. As a quick tap for Weisowl. Let's take it here. Out to the left. Makudura onto Rujua, who straightens it.
Whoa.
Takes the contact on to number 8, Kiwade. Quick hands by Weisowl there. Some brilliant footwork by number 11, Malachi Tavaziva, who dots it in under the post unscathed. Some blistering footwork for Weisowl talents as they race into a 12-0 point lead with the kick to come.
Yes, Ben, this is why we're here. We're here to see such brilliant rugby. Such good line running from the backs. It makes it worthwhile, you know, to just come and see these boys showcasing their talent. Brilliant rugby.
A good conversion there from number 9, Hamilton, or Donald Hamilton there for Weisowl. It is 14 points to 0 for Weisowl, who have some very strong and abrasive running, very aggressive runners, ball carriers who are barnstorming at the minute. Plumtre with no answers.
Definitely.
As that man looked to have been taken out in the air, brilliantly gathered in the air by Nyasha Muzorela. Donald Hamilton with the quick tap. Plumtre not back 10 here. Advantage being played by the referee.
Seems as though the boys went 10, so the ref is calling it. The Italians are deciding to kick it into the half of Plumtre.
Muchenje with the touch finder. Yeah, a brilliant banana type kick there with the outside of his boot.
Very good kick.
Setting his side deep into the 22 of Plumtre. 10 meters out. Brilliant kick from captain Talismatic Victor Muchenje in the jersey 12 for Weisowl. It is an attacking line-out for Weisowl here as jersey number 8, Simbarase Chiwara, who is the hooker. I'm not sure in the jersey choice what is going on there, but all the same, a very abrasive and early lift called there by Weisowl. It is a technical penalty, or short arm penalty rather. They can either kick for touch or play a quick tap. Plumtre opt for quick tap as
Yes, Ben, it seemed as though they chose the safer option. They're under pressure, and for them being under pressure, they needed to kick that ball out, do a bit of a reset, and also gain position.
it is a line out to Weisowl on the 10-meter line.
A bit of some correction there by the ref.
Brilliant set piece play there. Rolling more being set up by Weisowl. Rujua with the shift there. Makudure taking it to the line. A strong fend as he recycled. Donald Hamilton on the ball here. Out to Mucheje with the injection of pace and taking it to the line. It's just on the 10-meter line, brought down by the Plum Tree defense. Makudure with the attempted quick pass there, however thwarted by number 12 for Plum Tree. That's Calvin Mudimba, who's was quick on the defense there for Plum Tree, and it looks like it's going to be a knock-on in that tackle there.
Yes, Ben, a bit of a wild pass, a misdirected pass there.
Yes, that ball looked to have been passed correctly. However, a knock-on in the tackle from the attempted wraparound from Mudimba of Plum Tree. It is a scrum down to Weisowl with the push-in. Expect a pickup from number 8, Simbarashe Chiwara, who lets it out for Donald Hamilton. The wraparound play picked up by Mucheje with the injection of pace and the offload within the tackle. Weisowl on the charge here, as they are flirting with the touchline there.
Good defense by Plum Tree, good defense.
Yes, that ball was in touch on that occasion.
The ref having a bit of some consultation with the linesman there on what exactly transpired.
Yes, just being sure in terms of making the correct calls. That's why we have touch lines, touch judges, and third match officials, so that we can be able to have correct calls of the various games. Offside, or rather not releasing in the tackle called there as the ball is taken in by Rujua. Recycle ball here for Weisowl as attempted pick and go there by number 7, Yasha Muzorewa. Donald Hamilton shifting the ball out into the middle of the park.
Launch your dream!
Offside penalty ruled here. Quick tap taken and attempted for the line, however held up over the line. Some brilliant scramble defense from Plum Tree on that occasion, and it is a goal line dropout for Plum Tree.
Ball out into touch, at least a bit of less pressure there for the Plum Tree side. Giving them some time to reset, refocus, and to see how well they can reorganize themselves.
Yes, prop Reginald Mateta there with the calling the set piece play for as the Chiwara goes in with that strong tackle on Plum Tree as Weisowl looked to counteract, but unfortunately in off the side. That ball went backwards there as Plum Tree looked to spread the ball out wide here. Strong at the tackle is number 5 for Plum Tree there. That is Murefu. Up and under for Plum Tree. The ball going backwards.
Ball taken into contact by the number 10 from Plum Tree, Munyaradzi.
Box kick from the winger for Plum Tree. No advantage being played out, for it was a high tackle by Weisowl. Chiwara on the number 10 for Plum Tree. That's Nyabvute, Munyaradzi Nyabvute, with a strong counter-attack piece of play for Plum Tree as he looks to kick for touch to give themselves an attacking opportunity within. It is line out for Plum Tree, right on the 10-meter line.
Again, you see, it looks like the number 6 from Plum Tree, Kimberly Ngube, is the one throwing in the ball, acting in as a hooker. Good leg drive there by the number 9.
Rujua with the dummy and taking it into contact for Weisowl, bundling over towards the 22. Recycle here. Makudure on the ball, out to Chiwara. Chiwara to Bucheje, who loses it in the tackle. Brilliant spot tackle from Plum Tree. And Plum Tree are through in the heart of Weisowl defense there. It is Budiba with the charge there, taking the ball up to the 22 of Weisowl. Numbers out to the left here for Plum Tree as he looks to straighten. Recycle ball, Plum Tree still on the attack here. Number 13 with a no-look rash pass there. Unfortunately, breaking it down. Twinkle toes being put on here by Plum Tree winger in jersey number 11 as he sets it back for his side. Out the back door there. Looked like another high shot by Weisowl. Quick hands there. Space out on this near side here. There's no advantage for that high tackle from Plum Tree on that occasion. Weisowl rather, Plum Tree with the quick tap, offloading in the tackle. And he's bundled out into touch on this near side. Brilliant scramble defense from Weisowl. Plum Tree guilty of playing a little bit too lateral in the minute, and it's not doing themselves any favor as the field is narrow for a reason. They need to try and straighten it. That is a fly half. Munyaradzi Nyabvute sort of trying to get around the outside fringes of the Weisowl defense, but Weisowl up to the task, fanning out nicely and able to meet the attack play of Plum Tree. It is a line out to be taken by Mr. Chiwara. That is Simbarashi Chiwara in jersey number 8. Gathered for Weisowl here, taken up strongly to the line by Nyasha Muzorewa in the black and green scrum cap. Pick and go here from Anesu Mutumiri, who is held up in the tackle at the minute, looking to get down, and he managed to do so. Places the ball back. Quick recycle ball for Hamilton. Onto Rujua, who puts on a custom boost step, placing his captain into space. Quick ball for, again, onto Reginald Mateta there, with a nice line being run.
Weisowl playing advantage there.
Quick hands by Weisowl on the outside there. Back onto the inside shoulder with the brilliant line from pressing Saradinia, ladies and gentlemen. Some blistering hands within the line on the blind side for Weisowl. Number 13, blessing Saradinia with the try, but orchestrated, of course, by stalwart Larson Rajua, who put on the footwork in the heart of midfield. What a sight it is to see for a big prop. Goose step right in midfield, putting his captain into space, earning the advantage, and multiple phases from there. Plumtre defense in 6s and 7s.
Yes, Ben, as you called it, as you mentioned just before the game, that we should keep our eye on this young lad. I mean, he's been doing the most. He's been showing up and showing out and really carrying his team forward for the game. And as you see, as you mentioned, the try was orchestrated right from his creativity. And as I mentioned before, it's beautiful to see a forward, a forward playing as a back. It brings some electricity and some excitement in the game.
Yes, it is a sight to see, and credit to the coaches as well as the young man himself for putting in the yards to be able to move as quick as he does for his size.
Plum Tree with the restart there. Ball carried forward. A good rug.
Support team! Support team!
Yes, a scuffle. It looks like a maul signaled on the far end of the field for Weisowl, who have taken the ball into contact as they look to recycle. Unfortunately, unable to get that ball out in time. It is a turnover. Some brilliant defense from Plum Tree. Unfortunately, they are down by 21 points to 0 from a very slick and well orchestrated, well tuned Weisowl Talons first team. And Plum Tree, whilst they've shown in dribs and drabs and in few patches what they can do, it is good that they're trying, at least they're trying.
Yeah, it's very true, Ben. They're doing the best that they can at the present moment. And I just feel if they get a bit more of the ball in their hands, they can maybe show us what they're really made of. Because if you've noticed, they're defending most of the time. But I hope with this scrum that we're seeing, once they have possession of the ball, you're going to see a bit more line running from them. Beautiful running, beautiful ship, good hands, but the pass is a bit difficult to catch there, and the ball is kicked into touch. The refs having a bit of a discussion there on whether it was a knock or it should be a line out. And it looks like it's going to be a line out.
Yes, it is a line out. Coaches also try to get a little bit of a word in to get an upper hand with some calls from the officials. The officials on that occasion backing themselves and their decision. It is a line out right on the 22 for Plum Tree.
Good line out there from Plum Tree.
Good surge from number 6 for Plum Tree there. Kibeli Ngube takes it to the line. Recycled all out here. Munyaradzi. Nyabvute in jersey number 10. Nyabvute on the ball here. Out to number 12, Mudimba. Mudimba out to his outside center. Who unfortunately passes the ball forward. That is Sean Sami.
Yes, but it's rather unfortunate because when Plum Tree has gained some form of momentum, it seems as though the odds then fall back into Weisowl's favor.
Yes, sir, and the referee signals half-time at the break there, and it is Weisowl, the host, the Talons, leading Amabubezi of Plum Tree by 21 points to nil. A very exciting opening first half that we've seen. The second half promises to be much more blistering as we've seen some individual brilliance from a number of players in the Weisowl outfit. We'll be back after this short break, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Weisowl School in the heart of Marondera, the home, of course, of the mighty Talons, who are in a comprehensive 3-try, 21 points to no lead against Amavuvezi, the boys from Plum Tree Boys High School in the southern region of Zimbabwe. And a very clinical and well-structured hit out from Weisowl Talons in the first half, Munati.
Yes, Ben, the scoreline is actually a reflection of what's going on, but I can also tell you that Plum Tree is also not really letting out. They're also being competitive. It's just a matter of them just really converting all that pressure and energy into points. Let's hope the second half will come with a bit more excitement, a bit more strategically thought out plans from the coaches, and we hope to see more points from Plum Tree and as well from the Talons.
Yes, an unfortunate kickoff there from Pharrell Makunura, rather, of Weisowl in the jersey 10. That kick not going the full 10 as is required by the rules. It is a scrum down right in the heart of the field. Plum Tree ball, and Plum Tree, one should guess, need to score first in the second half. Time slightly reduced to 30 minutes, given the light that is fading away, as light intensity is important, as this is a contact sport. You don't want light to be an issue for the players out there, to be caught chasing shadows, one would say.
Yes, Ben, I can't agree with you more. And you know, these boys still have a bit more games left in the season, so you wouldn't want to pick up any injuries that will then deem them out for the rest of the season.
Yes, Mirazi on to number 13, Ngube there. Ngube with the brilliant inside ball back to his fly half, Nyabute. Brought down just short of the try line. Ngube with the ball, or rather Sammy with the ball, and pressed towards the line. Looks to have been held up. Some brilliant last gasp defense from Weisowl, but Sammy was in for all money. But brilliant cover defense from Weisowl, earning themselves a goal line dropout. Lifeliner there, as I called it. Plum Tree needed to score first in the second half to give them a chance.
Definitely.
They have started pretty well.
Definitely, that was a good start from them. It seemed they've come up with some new strategic thinking. Oh.
An unfortunate knock-on there by Plum Tree off that goal line dropout.
But you know, I'm very pleased to see that Plum Tree is actually, they seem to have pulled up their socks and applying more pressure, attacking more with the ball, running hard and straight, and becoming a bit more selfless as they were in the first half.
Yes, some early territory for Plum Tree here, although it is a Weisowl ball on their own 22. Weisowl secured at the base. Chiwara onto Hamilton. Hamilton out to Makunura, to Muchenje, who takes it into contact, wrestling with the Lucies of Plum Tree. In from the side, penalty advantage being called. Lumbura Iblam. Lumbura guilty on that occasion, going in for the attempted jackal.
Quick tap there from the Talons. But the boys from Plum Tree are not back 10.
It is a penalty. Plum Tree had not retreated back the full 10 meters, as that ball does not find touch.
Wow.
Kept in play by number 11, Rowan Glovu, onto his fullback with a nice deep clearing kick here, taken by Chiwara. Passes it out here, offload in the tackle, unfortunately picked up by number 8, Leslie Nkiwane for Amabuvezi. Amabuvezi here on the attack. Chufunde with the pick and go at the base of the ruck. Chufunde again onto Nyavute. Nyapute with a right pass there from Duduzi Sibanda. However, not finding the hands. It is a penalty advantage being played, or rather a knock-on advantage. Knock-on in that offload there from Chiwara passing to his teammate. Sorry, didn't get the jersey number on that occasion, but Weisowl had the overlap on this near side. Unfortunately, not going to hand, and it is a turnover. Back where we started again. Plum Tree have a bit of territory at the minute, need to make the most of it. Time is ticking away. They need to get themselves on the scoreboard as they hope to salvage at least something from this match. Still early on in the second half. Brilliant hands from Nyapute there. Nyaradzi Nyapute slipping the tackles. However, lifted high in the tackle there. He is held up. More was not called. Point of correction, it was called, and it is a turnover, as you can hear from Larson Rujua having a field day. A few afters of banter on the field, as you'd expect from any forward pack around the world, as he is pumped for this one, has contributed well with his forward pack there in the attempted turnover, forcing the maul, and it did collapse, and it is Plum Tree who brought it into the maul, and it results in a turnover to Weisowl. Time signaled back on here, put in for Mr. Donnell Hamilton in jersey number 9.
Yes, Ben, and as you can hear, the crowd for Weisowl is beckoning and shouting, encouraging their team to go forward.
Short ball, unfortunately going forward there. No advantage being signaled here for a high shot. Retreating back into the 10 was the call there. A technical penalty for the viewers back home as Captain Victor Muchenje looks to drive the ball deep into the Plum Tree half. Puts his laces through it, and it goes right into the 22 of Plum Tree. A brilliant knock there from the captain.
Beautiful kick right into the territory. And Ben, I'm sure you can hear the Weisowl supporters beckoning their team on, shouting out their war cries, and really encouraging them to continue to keep playing at the level that they're playing at.
Yes, they are in full song in the minute. Their team up by 21 points. Anyone who is up by 21 points to nil will be having a bit of a field day out in the stands, in full song, singing for their school prize as Donnell gathers the ball there onto fly half. Pharrell Makunura. Hamilton with the recycle ball here, out onto number 5. Anesu Mutumiri taking the contact here. Recycle ball for Weisowl. A pick and go. Here it is a penalty advantage being called. Pick and go off the side of the rock as he charges for the line. It is another try. The 4th try for Weisowl this afternoon. Brilliant pick and go. He identified the space on the fringes of the rock, picked it up and gathered. Really made a dart for the line there. Looks like it is jersey number 5. Should be.
That is
point of correction, my viewers. It is Thelson Madziwana with that decisive piece of play there, picking up, identifying the hole around the fringes of the base of the rock. Defense of Plum Tree, caught napping. It is a 4th try for Weisowl. Conversion not successful on that occasion. Pressure being put on by number 9, Blessing Chifunde. And it is still now 26 points 2-0. Weisowl with their 4th try of the match. One should say they're beginning to run away with it. Time running out here for Plum Tree to at least get themselves on the board and build up towards a very possible comeback here as the ball is sent back. As try scorer Thalson Madziwana goes down there, who fell awkwardly in the contest there as that ball looked to tap it back. However, slight contact within the air moved him off balance. A little bit of an awkward fall for him.
Yes, boy, I hope the lad will be okay, but he seems to be back on his feet. He's okay. We're very grateful. He's just going to walk himself off the pitch to get a bit of a check done.
Yes, Thalson Madziwana taking the knock for his side, yes, but a brilliant showing for him as he is deservedly substituted off, finishing with a single try for himself, but has been the orchestrator of a lot of that go-forward ball within the heart of the forward pack for Weisowl.
Yes, Ben, and you can see the lad is back up. He's actually beckoning his coach to get back on the pitch. He's still ready, he's still fresh. He wants to score more tries, he wants to contribute more to his team. So hopefully he will get the green card from his coaches and make his way back on.
Yes, 2-on-1 situation here. A little bit selfish from number 6, Kimberly Ngube, who had his winger begging for the ball on this near touchline. He would have been in for all money. A wasted chance, if you ask me, Manatsi, for Plum Tree, as his teammates have a go at him a bit.
Yes, Ben, and you know how we've been speaking about how it's important that they at least get some points on the board. And that pass was a clear over. That pass he should have made, but he probably assumed that he was strong and fast enough to make it on his own. But it was rather unfortunate that he was taken to ground by the Weisowl defenders.
Yes, for those watching at home, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's important to utilize your teammates as much as possible. Take the contact. And he should have just offloaded that one, and his winger was in for all money. That was a guaranteed 5-pointer for Plum Tree. Unfortunate error, a coach killer that one. But all the same, it is a line out here for Weisowl. Chiwara with the put in. Weisowl under pressure at the minute there. It is a line out, a couple of meters off the try line.
Yes, Ben, I just think Plum Tree need to take full advantage of the fact that they're now deep in Weisowl's half and hoping that if they stay disciplined, stay focused, they'll be able to get some points on the board.
Yes, something has got to give, but discipline is important. Yes, there might be that little bit of rush of blood to the head, white line fever as they call it. Yeah. You just need to keep your cool, go through the motions of the game, set it up nicely, and 100%. They can be able to finish. The first wrap-around bet there for Plum Tree with the number 7.
Fantastic.
Iblam Umbura with a clean take off the top of the line-out. Weisowl defense nowhere near that runner. Umbura is his name. Iblam, first name. Plum Tree on the board, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5 points to 26 with the kick to come. As we see, Munyaradzi Nyabute not wasting time, lining himself up here, trotting back. And the hoof, unfortunately, does have the distance, but not the direction. It is 26 points to 5 to Weisowl. Weisowl, or rather Plum Tree, turning some positive territory game to their advantage, and they've had the better second half, I should say.
They have, and you know the line-out was taken very quickly, very quick and very tactical line-out that was carried forward, and you know it seemed as though the Weisowl defenders were sleeping a bit there, but now we are back with the restart. A bit of a knock-on there by Plum Tree, but Weisowl will play advantage.
Makunure there with the attempted wraparound. Unfortunately, replacement scrum half not reading the play there. That is Divine Hamilton. in jersey 21, who is the replacement, I think it is his brother, Donnell, who was the starting halfback. They look.
Oh, look at him
Jua
go.
with the barnstorming
Look at
run
him
once
go.
again for Weisowl, taking the ball into the 22. Pick and go here by Chiwara at the base of the ruck, who's driven back in the tackle. Can Weisowl recycle here? They have numbers out on this near side here. Pick and go from the forwards for Weisowl. Pick and go once again. It is a maul that is signaled. No advantage called here. It is penalty for offside.
Quick tap there.
Rujua head down there for his side, looking for that try line once again. Placing the ball back as it's picked up off the base by the forwards for Weisowl. Recycle ball once again here as they choose to attack the blind side. He's lifted up and dunked.
Wow.
5 meters down, some strong counter tackling there from
Powerful tackle.
Plum Tree, who earned their side a penalty. Some quick thinking there from Plum Tree. Backwards is the call. And it is a knock-on in the tackle. Unfortunately, ball knocked on there by Captain Victor Muchenje. But some quick heads-up play from Plum Tree, catching the defense unaware, earning themselves a penalty. Quick tap, earned themselves 50 yards in the blink of an eye. Plum Tree getting a little bit of momentum now in the second half. Do they leave it a little bit too late? They definitely need to score next, as they're still down by 25, or rather 21 points. It is 26 points to 5. Weisowl Talent still in the lead, still in the second half. Early, so about 20 minutes to go here in Marondera.
Big ball out there.
Straightening of the line there by Calvin Mudimba.
That's good rugby.
Takes it to the line. Held up there by Nyasha Musorewa and co of Weisowl. It is advantage being played. Out the back door, they're not going to hand, unfortunately.
Dear.
A no-look pass from number 6, Kimberly Nube. In through the side of the ruck, is that call?
Oh,
A
kick
chip through there by Weisowl, by Plum Tree rather, gathered. Quick hands there. Quick hands once again.
Ben.
An unfortunate piece of play there sends the Weisowl mascot and
Into pieces.
unfortunately Uncle Talons needs to go for surgery, ladies and gentlemen, as he's taken a knock out here with a bit of afters with that knock, and it is unfortunate that the team
Yes, Ben. Does anyone in the crowd have some super glue for us to try and do a quick fix there?
Yes, Nazi, extensive surgery is required for Uncle Talons, who was just enjoying the game on the sidelines of the field. Unfortunately so, unable to dodge the man who was flying at him and took the impact, and abrasively so, as we see Weisowl bringing up the play once again there. It is a quick line out.
These boys are not happy.
It is a quick line out, quickly taken.
Wow.
It is a try. That is a try, ladies and gentlemen, as that ball came off the Plum Tree man last, and it is a quick take by Weisowl. The officials deliberate, and it is a try. Well deserved. Good thinking from Weisowl. It is 31 points to 5. Some brilliant heads-up play there.
Yes, Ben. You see the results of Uncle Talon going into surgery. The boys are not happy with that, and their response came through with a very good, well-deserved try. This is brilliant rugby, Ben. I don't know. Tell me how you've been seeing the game so far. These boys have been really showing their stuff. You know, this is why we're here. This is why we traveled all this way down to Marondera to watch such brilliant rugby.
Yes, it's been a very bruising encounter from Weisowl. Very technical, very well structured, and abrasive running from them. As we see their captain, Victor Muchenje, who has been dead-eye with the boot, targeting this conversion here from far out wide. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need a masterclass in kicking, Victor Muchenje is the man to watch.
And you can see from the Talons' body language, these boys are not done yet. They want to keep on bringing the pressure. They want to keep on adding on the points. They really are hungry for more points. They want to prove a point and show Plum Tree that this is our home. This is the home of the Talons.
Yes, an unfortunate commentator's curse there on Mr. Muchenje, who has been good off the boot all afternoon out from out wide. Gathered by Shiwara, who braces himself for the contact from Plum Tree, just bumps off the defenders and hands in the ruck, playing the ball on the ground. Ruled there. Nube.
Might we see some points on the board for Plum Tree as they decide to do a quick tap?
Yes, it is a pick up here, just short of the line as he reaches for the line there. Held up is the call as number 4, Mobile Sibanda, attempted for the reach out there. Unfortunately, brilliant defense from Weisowl, getting underneath the ball there, holding it up. It is a goal line dropper. Brilliant cover defense there.
Brilliant play by the Talons. With a quick kick and a good chase there. Oh, beautiful chase, ball recovered, but it seemed as though it was turned over back to Plum Tree. Plum Tree's driving through with the ball. Ball down is still in Plum Tree's possession. Oh no, a bit of ill discipline there. Oh, a bit of a scuffle. This is schoolboy rugby. Ben, schoolboy rugby. Schoolboy rugby at its best, but these boys need to be disciplined enough and to not let their emotions get ahead of themselves. They need to get a bit of discipline there.
World back brought to you by Rising Stars. It is Weisowl Talents taking on Amabubezi of Plum Tree. It is 31 points to 5. Couple of minutes still to go here. I'd say around about 10 minutes as it was a glitch in the signals there. The gods not doing us any favors in the minute, but we do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We are streaming once again for you as Hamilton, replacement scrum half, sends it out to Kunura there for Weisowl, and it's taken into contact as they look to recycle here. Strong fend from number 4 there, Thousand Madziwana, who's brought down just inside the 15-meter line there. It's taken to the line by Weisowl. Plum Tree over the ball there. It is a penalty. The man is holding on. Brilliant work at the breakdown by Plum Tree there. Nyapute with the quick tap. Show and go of the ball out the back door there. Out to number 1, Kalik Mhlanga. And he is holding on, is Mr. Mhlanga. Some brilliant defense. Not retreating 9 was Blessing Chifunde. Quick tap from Hamilton there, unfortunately kicking the ball directly into touch. As luckily so, the referee asking him to bring play back as he didn't tap that from the desired and correct position.
Victor.
It is a Weisowl penalty here as Captain Muchenje puts it just around the 5-meter line for his side. An attacking line out as number 16 and substitute hooker Ngakudzwe Muranda with the throw for Weisowl.
It's wonderful to see
Thousand Madziwana at the front of this line out. It is an early jump and lift there. Short arm penalty for Plum Tree. Off the foot ruled there by the official. Recycle ball for Plum Tree here with space on the blind side there. Brilliant kick through and some blistering pace from the winger who is taken out. Rowan Glover was taken out off the ball there. That was a deliberate infringement as the ref calls in. And it is a yellow card to the Weisowl defender who apologizes to his teammates, but unfortunately has earned his side. Weisowl are now down to 13 players as a strong charge there.
Good dummy.
Good dummy played there between 9 and 12. Calvin Mudimba. Unfortunately, Mudimba losing the ball in the tackle. There's some ill discipline from Weisowl, jersey number 23. He is yes, that is Malvin Mafuka with that little bit of afters and deliberate infringement, earning himself a yellow card. It looks like he will finish the match off the field, and Weisowl are up to Weisowl back up to 14 as another standout player for them. Jersey number 8, Simbarashi Chiwara is substituted. A handsome knock from him this afternoon. A well-deserved rest as we see Captain Victor Muchenje with a brilliant kick, and that ball
Seemed as though that ball was caught straight into touch, but the ref seems to take us back. Yes, we're going back to the initial infringement.
Yes, it is a penalty rather a scrum, as the kicker or the chaser was in front of the kicker on that occasion, inviting the pressure are the talents at the moment, but maybe a little bit too late, but some pride at stake here for the Plum Tree Amabuvezi boys, who will
Definitely.
look to just put their second try of the match, which will be their second half. The second half also tied at 5 points apiece. A much more improved hit out for Plumtre in the second half, as they have the put in. Can they be able to make the most of this set piece play, as both front rows collapse on that occasion, as the ref signals for a retake and reset of the scrum.
Yes, Ben, the ref didn't seem to be happy with that scrum, so we're going to have another scrum again. He's checking his watch. See a bit more time left. Seems like we're still on. We're still on, Ben. There's still time for Plumtree to at least put maybe another 5-7 points on the board. As you mentioned, school pride's at stake. Oh,
Straight down is the call there from Plumtree, who have played the ball illegally so, as Weisowl a brilliant touch finder there by Weisowl.
and once again, Ben, we're back in Plumtree's half. Plumtree seemed to not take advantage of the fact that they were only at least 5 to maybe 7 meters to the try line. But yeah, we're back again in their half, and it's a line out to Weisowl.
Yes, line out to Weisowl here, taken by Salson Matsiwana. Unfortunately, an early jump again. One for the coaches to really look out for, as both sides have been pinned on multiple occasions from that early jump.
Quick ball out. And
Advantage being played here. Tackler not rolling away. Nyabute with the quick tap. Rujua on the ball there. Unfortunately, ref begs him to get off it. Numbers out wide here. Should have offloaded in the tackle.
yes, Ben, you can see Plumtree hasn't given up. They're still pushing, they're still driving. They have not lost hope. As you mentioned before, pride at stake. They're still coming in strong and hard. Yes, they may have lost the battle, but they seem to have not been ready to finish up the war.
Yes, still running hard are the Plumtree gentlemen, but all the same, Weisowl defense has been absolutely spectacular and bruising. Attempted spot tackle by Captain Mchenja there. Unfortunately, the overlap there for Plumtree, number 13, Sean Sammy, unable to find his runner there as the referee signals end to this match. It has finished here. Weisowl running away with it, 31 points to 5. A brilliant showing by Weisowl, very well structured, bruising, powerhouse running, off the fringes, very structured and electric play. Fortunately, Plumtree not up to the task today, falling short. It has ended here at Weisowl. The talents of Weisowl first team 31, Amabubezi of Plumtree boys 5. We'll be back after this short break for the post-match interviews. Stay tuned. 1-2. This home patch of Weisowl in Marondera, Mashonaland East. I'm joined with the head coach of Weisowl School. Sir, a brilliant showing from your charges again this afternoon. Your comments, sir?
I think today we're mentally prepared. We knew that Plum Tree, judging from their performance since the beginning of the season, they participated in Bulawayo Under-20 League, and they've played a couple of friendlies against Falcon, against Newton, and they've been winning. And I believe they've even won against CBC. So we knew that they're a very good side. So we had to prepare, especially in our defense, and to try and dominate. Judging from the previous year, they had a very good backline. They made us sweat last year. So this year we knew that we needed to make sure that our forwards can dominate in this game. So we really, really played well in the forwards.
Yes, sir, and dominate they did. The likes of your number 3 and prop, Ruona is his name? Rujua. My apologies, sir. Mr. Rujua, and also your Chiwara in jersey number 8, who flips between hooker and 8th man. Some barnstorming runs from either individuals, really creating that forward momentum and over the advantage line on multiple occasions.
Yeah, we knew that Rujua can carry the ball, and so normally we use him as our point guy to try and go over the right. He's got the weight, he's got the power and the strength. But today we had to go unconventional because we had to shift Simba from 2 to 8 because our normal number 8, Panashe Mazai, is in the Zimbabwe cricket camp under 19s. So we couldn't use him this weekend. So we had to push Simba from 2 to 8, and we knew that he's got the needed skills to play number 8, and it worked for us.
No, congratulations to Mr. Mazai, who is in the camp at the minute. And what to look forward to in this coming week? Which fixture do you have, good sir? And a brilliant showing from your side.
We are going to Bulawayo to play Newton, who we lost a derby day. We lost 8-7 to Newton, and they really, really played well when we played them. But now we know, and we're going to go back and watch the tape and get to see how we can adjust and go and play in Bulawayo, a very good game.
Yes, sir. It was a brilliant showing. Very fast out the blocks from your team today. Very structured play. Very quick recycled ball. Go forward ball. Very abrasive loose forwards as well. The pick and goes around the fringes, catching the Plum Tree defense, napping on multiple occasions. I should think you have a good sniff at it down in Bulawayo. All the best to you, sir, and have a good evening. Savor the victory.
Thank you very much.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with a somewhat subdued coach of Plum Tree. Must take a heart from the effort from his boys. Yes, it's difficult. They're having to travel all the way up to Mashonaland East, down from Plum Tree. Must have been a difficult outing for you, sir. Your comments on this game?
Yeah, we lost. That's what I can say. We never into the game. We didn't play according how we played. I think boys were getting overexcited that we have played from pre-season. We've played about 13 matches. This is our first loss in 13 games. So I think they got overexcited I never played according to instructions, but yeah, rugby is the winner today. We met a team that was determined to win.
Yes, rightfully pointed out, rugby is always the winner. We love to see the development that is at stake. As you've just mentioned, your boys are coming off a 13-match winning streak. They've had some good momentum, some glitches here and there in the season, some time to reflect and go back to the drawing board. Lessons to be learned, but all the same, you must hold your heads up high in the attempt of everything having not gone your way, but it is a lesson, and there's some pointers to take back for your charges, sir.
Yeah, I doubt there are some pointers today. This was never my team that played today. We didn't play according to how we play, and we know we can play better. Hopefully next week you are playing Alan Wilson at home. We're going to bounce back and play the rugby that we know we can play.
That is more like it, coach. We love to see the confidence. You know the ability your team has. It is important that we always back our boys in as much as we expect them to achieve an excellent outing each time. Sometimes the chips might not fall on the right side, but all the same, like, we must always continue to motivate them and cultivate that belief in them. I wish you nothing but the best against Alan Wilson, and safe travels back to Bulawayo, sir. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
The captain for Plum Tree boys, good sir, with a smile on his face. Unfortunate on the loss, but all the same, your Chargers put in a very spirited effort this afternoon.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we really try for today. But firstly, I'd like to thank God for making this day successful. And I'm disappointed. Today I didn't play well. Yeah, we did many mistakes. We played like we didn't have a game plan. For today, I'm out of words. I don't know what to say about the mistakes that we did. Yeah, we trained very hard. We prepared for this day, but it looked like it was not for us.
Ultimately, sir, a positive and real self-assessment, really looking in the mirror as your captain of your side. You feel you might have not played to the best of your ability, but a word of encouragement for myself is sometimes you might find yourselves to fall down. It's not about how hard you fall, but how quickly you get back up. So I'm excited with the brand of rugby that you are playing. Just continue to go through the charges. It is important that you continue to communicate with your teammates and encourage them, no matter what the scoreboard may be, but to always keep trying and put in maximum effort.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll try to check with the boys because I saw their faces. They were not good. Yeah. I guess, can I speak about the history? You were there at the you were playing with Milton as curtain raisers. I once said, I'm very supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I have that exuberance to be the captain of 2025. But today, I don't know what to say.
No, sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. But all the same, it doesn't take away the magnificent talent that sits on your shoulders to be recognized as the captain of the great Amabubezi Plum Tree Boys High School, a powerhouse in Zimbabwean rugby schoolboy circles. You should be proud of the achievement that you have to be able to lace up, put on this crest around your shirt. You must take pride in that. No matter what is thrown in your face, always hold your head up high. I like one thing about you, good sir. In the face of defeat, you are still smiling. Well done for that, sir.
Thank you, sir.
There we have it. We'll be joined in interview now by Weisowl winning captain, talisman, Mr. Victor Muchenji, the man with the rocket boot. Good afternoon, Mr. Muchenji.
Afternoon, how are you?
Very well, thanks. And well done for this victory this afternoon. Very well orchestrated. You guys had a plan. You stuck to your plan, you stuck to your structures, really attacking those fringes, and then some blistering pace and quick hands in the back line. Your comments?
I think it was a good game, especially on the back line. The ball was moving. And Plum Tree also put up a good competition, won't lie. And it's a learning curve. We had a fight there, but it's still learning. It's rugby, it's not soft. It's a gentleman's game, but we have to make up for it after the game. So yeah, it was a good game. We defended our territory, as always.
Yes, as always, you defended the territory, and it is important that discipline is everything. It has to come from the top. As your captain, you've rightly pointed that out. Just have a chat with your guys to say, look, no matter what happens, what things might be said on and off the field, etc., it's always important to rise above everything and to be exemplary, boys, because the whole school is literally out here watching you guys play and how you conduct yourselves on the field, because you're not only ambassadors of Weisowl, you're ambassadors of little kids who are watching around the world as well.
Yeah, we'll make sure we fix that. I'll talk to my teammates soon after this game, and we'll have to fix that and learn from this. Yeah.
Yes, and your coach mentioned that you'll be traveling down to Milton, who you guys came with. You came off a very narrow 8-7 loss at the Derby week, and something to look forward to this week. I'm sure it's going to be an interesting cracker. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, on Derby Day, we relaxed because of the tour and everything. We thought we were the best, but then it was a learning curve again. That's why we came back for Churchill. Now Plum Tree, last week at Goromonzi, and now it's going to Newton. We have to put back a fight for that loss, 1 point. We have to make sure we're winning that field. Yeah, that's my comment.
That is fantastic. I love to hear how everything for you is a learning curve. As a student, somebody who's continuing to grow in his game, always looking to learn and develop and improve. It's exemplary of you, sir. Very well deserved. Captain, fantastic. You are my man of the match, by the way, so very well done for that. And do have a restful break. We wish you all the best and safe travels down to Plum Tree.
Thank you, sir. It's back to Newton. All right, thank you, sir.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it here from Marondera, Weisowl, the home of the talents. This is a live stream brought to you by Rising Stars. It is finished here. The host, the talents, taking it by 31 points to 5 of Amabuvezi of Plum Tree. They will be licking their wounds. It's going to be a long bus ride all the way back to Plum Tree. But ladies and gentlemen, nothing short of entertainment. This is the home of entertainment. Stars to the world, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Rising Stars Media to the world. I am your host, Ben Muchedzi, signing out.